Hey everyone, welcome to Sea Salt & Company. Today I bring to you our newest collection, the Lotus Collection. It is packed full with 58 actions, no filler, no fluff, just pure essential actions that you can use for your creative processing. In this video we're going to go over this collection so I can give you a little introduction about what these actions do and what you can expect from these images. Here you can see an image in front of me, and this is the before of editing with this collection. I will in another video go through the process of editing this image with you so you can watch me and how simple and how easy it was done just with this collection alone. Here's the before. I'll turn off this layer so you can see. And it was a great image. We just wanted to really make it pop and a little dreamy effect to it. And so again, the before, the after. And this was so easily done. Probably took about maybe 10 minutes, if that, to really get this effect. Once you have this collection and once you get to know what each of these do, it will speed up your work. Now this collection works with full versions of Photoshop CS2 all the way up to Creative Cloud. It is also designed and was converted for Photoshop elements 9 through 10, and then also again PSC 11 through 13. They're different sets for both of them, as Photoshop Elements has different tools in each version, so they're converted for that. They will not work with elements under 9, as there's tools and things that are not available in anything under 9, so we couldn't apply those, so I apologize, we weren't able to do that. Once you load your actions in your editing program, you will see that the first little section of this collection is the canvas. Once you load your actions, your first section you will notice is called Clean Canvas within this collection. This was really helping you prepare your image for any further editing that you may do to your image. You have 2 primers. Your first primer really gives more of a light and clean effect to your image. And then your primer 2 gives a little bit more richness and a deeper feel to your image. I suggest, if your image is already cleaned up, if you've used Camera Raw or it looks good right out of camera, awesome, great, then you probably won't need to use them. Within those primers, it does the subtle sharpening and lighting a little bit and some edging, just really cleans it up, so you can play with them, and you can also change the opacity too as well. Within this section also we have Color Pop, Backlight, Fill Light, Sharpen, and Smoother. The smoother is different than the Lotus blurs. This is it's really soft smoother, and it's really good if you have any JPEG artifact in your image and you just smooth out some of that. Or sometimes, and one of the horrible things that happens, if we use too many actions or we apply too much editing to our image, it can pixelate some of your image. I would say if that's the case, you have probably over edited, and to back up a little bit. However, if that does happen, that's where this brush on smoother will come in handy. If you really like those tones that you just created with all that editing you did, it really will help smooth out all that. And you can change the opacity as well. So it is different than the blurs in the fact that it's meant just really subtle changes. There's also a brush on sharpener. You can use it after you've edited your image and you need to bring back some details and a few things. It's great for that. The backlight and fill light are 2 separate and 2 different things. The backlight is a little bit more harder light and focuses on making the light behind your subject stand out behind them. And then your fill light is meant more for your subject and your image, where you want to bring in some light like on their face or whichever. It's not going to be a hard light and really make the skin look horrible or anything. It's just meant to be soft and just bring some subtle light back to your image. We also have Color Pop, which is great to use before you add any creative toning or after. If there's some parts in your image you really want to bring some color back to, let's say your subject's clothing or just the area around them, some grass, whatever, that's great for that. And you can change the opacity to that as well. The next section is our Lotus tones. We have 12 beautiful tones, and what these were designed for is it's a mixture of the creative tones, and they will add beautiful diffused coloring to your image. Now, once you play one, don't think it's just that and you leave it at that. You can play these, you can stack them on top of each other change positions in your layer palette, really bring in different tones to your image, and they're gorgeous. For full versions of Photoshop and PSE 11 and up, there is the extra action that says play all Lotus tones. This will allow you to play all of these above tones here, and then it will turn off the layers, and you can go through, turn on the layers, and kind of see the different effects and give your image, and you can stack them on top of each other, move them around in your layers palette. This action is not available in PSE 9 and 10 as grouping is not allowed in PSE, so I couldn't incorporate that into there, but you can still stack your actions and play them accordingly if you have PSE 9 and 10. Next section is our Lotus blurs. What this really does is add that soft, dreamy, blurred effect to the backgrounds, as you can see here in this image. I'll turn this off again. You can see I'm just, regular here. And then once we added some of the blurs, you can kind of see we're just really softened it up, which made us really focus on our subject. So it kind of gives that, that faux depth of field that you would get in your lens. This kind of really magnifies that. And you can go as heavy or as light as you want to. Each of these are brush on, so you can add in where you need them. And they're all different, and you can also use more than one. So once you play one, if you want to add a little bit of something else, you can add that on too as well. I will incorporate these in some of the images we're going to edit, and you can watch me and see how I applied using more than one and masking off and really making it blend together and look beautiful. And they're very simple to use. Our next section is our Lotus Dreams. This has 8 beautiful actions in this one, and I came across making these by accident. I was playing with some tools here in Photoshop and trying different things and wondering what this would do and wonder if I applied this or that, and I came up with a really neat and easy effect. I couldn't believe I didn't find it sooner, but it really adds soft magic light and really makes those undertones dreamy. I've got 4 lights and 4 darks. Light is just makes it more lighter on your image, and then your darks, the opposite, obviously, a little bit deeper and darker, a little bit more dreamier. Our next section is our Lotus mats. There is 4 under this section. There is instructions here, and play that before you play any of the actions, so you kind of know what to expect or what you need to do before you play it, so if you're not lost or anything of that nature. There's 3 bases in the mats. Mats really bring more of a foggy effect and softens the undertones and the shadows of your image. It really kind of gives that film look to your image. And there's 3 different bases with 3 different levels of how far we're going to take that matting effect to your image. So the lighter you want to go, I would choose base 1. If you want more, I would select base 3. You can also change the opacities and tweak it to your needs. The 4th here is matte toppers, and these were designed to add creative toning on top of your matte. Now, you do not have to use these just with mattes. You can use them on any way you want to. However, they're specifically designed and colored and tuned just correctly to work with mattes. There is also toppers and the hazes, but do know that they're different colors, different effects, and they've been tweaked to work with the effect in a specific way. But however, again, you do not have to use the toppers with any of those bases. You can use them as a standalone or however you want to. They include, I think, between 7 and 8 tones within those. And after you play your base, just press play on your topper if you'd like to add one, and it will play all the tones. It will hide the layers, and you can turn them on kind of, again, just like our creative tones. You can stack them, move them different layers in the palette, and really just play with the colors and play with the opacity as well. This brings us to our next section, the Lotus Hazes. Hazing to an image it differs from your mattes. It brings more of a misty and faded effect to the overtones and highlights, which is different than the mattes, when the mattes more focus on the undertones and the shadows. So it's kind of the opposite. It really gives that misty effect. And again, there's 3 bases under our hazes. And same thing with our mattes. I mean, the more hazy you want to go, I would go with base 3. The lower, just kind of subtle look, you might want to go with the base 1. And again, it has its own toppers that were created for it as well to just help enhance if you want to add some little bit of color to your image. So play those, same thing with the matte toppers, just play them. The layers will be hidden. You can turn on a layer, turn on several different layers and kind of mix colors and opacities and see what prettiness you can come out of those. Next section is our Lotus Burst. There's also instructions with this as well. These really give gorgeous bouts of sunburst style toning. As you can see in this image here, there's like a sun flare over here, some magic light. That's what these do, and you can move them anywhere you want to on your image. We can make them bigger or smaller. I will play these in some of the other video tutorials when we edit an image, kind of show you how to really work with these and take them to the next level and really get what you want out of it. Our next section is our Lotus Lights. The lights add soft and dreamy light leak effects to here, and there's quite a few of these here. They're gorgeous tones, and what's really good about the bursts and the lights is they complement this whole collection. So any of the creative tones that you might have used, there's more than likely a color that's going to really complement those tones. You can play with the opacities, change them around. They're gorgeous, and we'll also work with some of these and images we're going to edit coming up next. There's also a play all Lotus Light, so you can play all the colors. It will play them all and then hide all the layers. You can turn on the layers, kind of see what each one of them does. You can stack them as well, play with the different opacities. They're gorgeous. Again, the play all actions and any of this here is not available in PSE 9 and 10, as it doesn't allow me to group, so I couldn't allow those to happen. However, you can still stack your lights and however you want to do those. And the last part of this collection is our Lotus Edging. This really gives the vignette on your image, like around the edges, and kind of darkens it. We've got dark and light. So this collection is by far my favorite so far. Some of my testers have said it really works well with our Wonderlust collection. It's almost like a sister collection almost in a way, because they both play off that magical and dreamy effect in your images. You can use this collection with any of our other collections. It's a very fun set, and I hope you all enjoy it as much as I enjoyed creating it.